Hello, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. My name is mostlydarius. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at the discussion and mostlydarius. You can find me there. It's been a minute since I've done a recap, but I just wanted to get back on point because I was doing recaps last season for season 13 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I said I want to hop back on and start talking about this season because this season seems to be really going good. Now I know you can probably see the reflection of me in my glasses, but try to ignore that and let's just move on. The first thing that I wrote down, I'm gonna read from my notes by the way, was Dorit the dog lick her lips. Like that was a little bit outlandish to me. I don't know about like full blown letting a dog lick your lips. To each their own. We can move on to the next scene, which was Sutton visiting Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly is going to be a new housewife. Well, she's not going to be a housewife. She's going to be a friend of the show. She's pretty notable in Hollywood, so it's really good to see we get a new celebrity addition. I know she has some dealings with like what is it, the Bride of Chucky. I think she plays the Tiffany character, but I said that her house kind of reminds me of like a cabin because it has like a lot of wood interior in there. I like that a lot. Sutton and Jennifer are closer than I realized. I didn't know that they were that close, but I thought that the Tiffany doll in her house was pretty cool considering she plays the character. So Sutton starts to tell Jennifer, "Oh, I want to throw a ball," and she says she wants to do it as a callback to Spain. So she's having like the surrealism themed ball, and I was saying shout out to Sutton because she's having her first event this season. So good way to keep secure that check. She reminisced on the friendship she had with Kyle and says she misses her, but she doesn't feel like she was the best friend of Kyle last season. And I think she really was just holding Kyle accountable. Like, simple as that. Like, girl, you can share your life too, like how we all do. I think it's nice that she genuinely missed him and keep close to Kyle and doing friendly things. But I also think that she shouldn't feel too bad. I think she was just trying to hold Kyle's feet to the fire. Kyle will hold anybody else's feet to the fire too. So it is what it is. So, anyways, we move on. We get to Dorit and Erica. They have a sit down where Erica's looking for furniture. She spoke about getting rid of the furniture and how that would be symbolic of her independence after her divorce to Tom, which I can see that, and I like that for Erica. I've honestly I watched her special, and you can tell, like you can literally see the stages of her going through this divorce, which I gotta give her props for. Like she is really taking that shit to the chin, but she's also going to therapy. You can kind of see like a really changed Erica. Erica is still the same Erica. I don't want us to get it confused. Like she's still cold in a way, right? But I don't blame her because she probably has like major trust issues. But I can see the growth in her, the personal growth rather. I know she probably still pop off for somebody, but I can see the personal growth for her. And you could tell Erica and Dorit they probably been wanting to be friends in the past. I don't think that they could be friends because of the whole Pantygate thing and when PK was looking at Erica, like, when yeah, y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. I think that held them back a lot, but it's nice to see them get along, and I wonder how long it will last. And it's also ironic because Dorit and PK are now getting divorced, which I just said PK was probably a little bit of the problem, a little bit with the Pantygate thing. So it was crazy, but Erica almost broke down when she heard the news about Dorit about to get a divorce because she predicted it at BravoCon. Now Dorit kind of gave her a little credit. She was like, I don't think Erica knew what happened, but she knew that there was trouble in paradise, and I would say so. Erica's a pretty smart girl. Like I think she would recognize when there's trouble in paradise elsewhere, when there was trouble in paradise happening in her own backyard. So I wouldn't have put that past her though, but it really is interesting. I could tell Erica was kind of getting choked up though about it because who wants to be the person that predicts that about somebody else's marriage? Not really that cool, you know what I'm saying? Like it's good to be right and good to know things, but it's kind of sad when you went through the same thing. So I could see I could see Erica getting choked up. I think that the sit down they had was nice, but I wonder how PK felt because Dorit kept blasting his alleged alcohol problem. Like she claims that her and PK had this like sit down and they came to like this conclusion that it wasn't meant for them to be together. And and I was just like, I don't know, like alcoholism and coming to a calm conversation don't always go hand in hand. So I was like, I believe about 75% of what Dorit is saying. Not to discount her experience, but there's always two sides to every story. So I do think that, PK may have had some alcohol issues, maybe. I don't think she's lying. Um I don't know that the sit down was that mature. I think it got to a mature point because at the same time, like I mean, you either gonna crash out or you're not, and I don't see PK as the type of guy that's gonna crash out. I mean, he doesn't really give me crash out vibes. So I think that they probably really did have a come to a kumbaya moment, if you will, and just it was like man, I think we should really part ways. But she was kind of pissed because PK wanted to go on and like it was like she claimed, and we'll get to this when we talk about her when she visited Kafti, but she doesn't really like that. We'll talk about that. But I think that it was nice that Erica said she wouldn't go and sit with Kyle and gossip because she was going to see her right after. So then we get into Kyle's home scene. Kyle is with Portia moving furniture, and she's kind of basically already feeling the effects of Mauricio not being there. Like she's kind of feeling the effects of a man not being in the house to do the heavy lifting. Like she was kind of losing me when she was talking about not being able to turn the TV on. Like Kyle, like stop it. Like don't piss me off for real. But it is what it is. She said that the house is real quiet if Sophia is out and only her and Portia are home. And I mean, we see this a lot, not just with Kyle, but with like a lot of the housewives that have those children. They're about to go off to college and stuff. Like it's a common theme. It's just a part of life, and I do think that it is an interesting. I think that it is an interesting storyline for all housewives because honestly, a mother is just different when her child is not in the house. Simple as that. So I think that for that reason, it's pretty nice to see Kyle go through those motions. She's being way more open than she was in the beginning. I'm gonna have to say that last season she wasn't really trying to be open that much until towards towards the end, like it was kind of undeniable, like the headlines of it all, the Morgan weight of it all. But I think that as time went by and as we get into this season, we're gonna get I do think we're gonna get a different Kyle, and it's not me giving Kyle all of this credit, but I can't act like Kyle hasn't shared a lot of her life. I mean, she was going through so much drama with her sisters from crying out loud. I think that's that's enough. They was carrying the show for a minute, but besides that, I mean, I do think we are going to get a bit of a different Kyle, especially because there's been a lot of talks about Kyle not being on the show. Not specifically from anybody on the network, but just from the fans not wanting her to be there. And then she also said she didn't want to be there. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was, not really feeling it at first and then maybe clocked in later because, she didn't want to lose her spot on the show. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Eric is about to come over soon. So she says that, like I said, she said the house is quiet. And then Erica comes over, and it seems like based on the way they edited, they immediately started talking about Dorit. Like, I don't know if that was editing or if Erica came in and said, yeah, like, Dorit this, Dorit that. And I was like, Dorit this, Dorit that. I was just like, yo, like, why are we talking about Dorit already? Like, how are you maybe would be better. I mean, Erica did ask that, but I don't know. Editing made it seem a certain type of way. So apparently this starts back with the reunion drama between Kyle and Kafti. Erica thinks it's because Dorit didn't take Kyle's side, and I agree because when Lisa Rinna was taking Kyle's side when it came to Kathy. Kyle, she was just sitting there pretty, like she ain't had nothing much to say. Like she was letting Lisa handle her light work. But when it came to Dorit taking Kathy's side, she didn't like that. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I get it. It's not in your favor, so of course be mad. But also at the same time, like I would think that Kyle would have a little more grace for Dorit, seeing as though it seemed like her and Dorit were closer than her and Lisa. So I don't know. But Erica thinks that's when it started. But Kyle says it really started. It's still the deal for her at BravoCon when they asked like what was her Dorit's favorite Richard sister, and I think Kyle spilled the drink on her right there. So she was like, "Oh, Kyle's last." I think she was just joking, but Kyle said she was offended by it, and it's like I don't know what I was about to say about these BravoCon. Watch What Happens Live, the Bravo Fan Fest in Miami. Like, oh my God, Amazon Live, like everything just be so messy. Like these platforms, I want us to realize. I'm pretty sure we all do know. I mean, yes, it's real life, but I feel like these platforms really gas these housewives up a lot. Like even going back to Dorit feeling some type of way about Erica, I feel like ooh, little reaction, but I feel like BravoCon, all of these things are so messy, and it's like I think that even when Dorit felt a type of way about Erica saying something about her marriage, ending and stuff, I mean, it goes back to a BravoCon because BravoCon, I mean, they use these platforms to get the housewives amped up for the next season. I mean, it was so prevalent in the last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta in season 15 where Candy and Sonya had to sit down where they were talking about some BravoCon and that mess. Like, I mean, that's another show, another recap. But I'm just saying that to say that these Watch What Happens Live and all these things, they play a major part in a lot of our shows today. It wasn't always like that, but I don't want to say they rely on it either because I don't think they heavily rely on it. But It plays a part. Dating back to when Nene said that Portia and Phaedra need to be off the show. I mean, it is what it is, though. That's the Bravo game for you. But I do like that Erica is in the middle of Kyle and Dorit, and she really seems to want to, have them work it out. But moving on, we get to Garcelle in Atlanta. Her son starts to visit her. Garcelle's filming a few movies. She's executive producing, all that good stuff. I love that for Garcelle. It's nice to see her in her bag. Like, she never really bothered me or rubbed me the wrong way. I think it's nice to see Garcelle doing her thing. I mean, a lot of people don't like Garcelle. I really don't know why they don't like Garcelle, but I mean, I could see some people think that she doesn't share her life, Erica Jane. And also a lot of people don't like the comments that she made about Dorit, and we'll get to those later when we talk about the surrealism ball. Yeah, I don't really mind Garcelle. I don't really mind Garcelle. I think that Garcelle is a good addition to the show. I just do. I'm sorry. Like Sonia Morgan said, sue me. I said that her son is very handsome and well spoken. I also forgot that Garcelle was a grandmother because they started talking about her son's children. I forgot that she's a grandmom. But she said that she doesn't want him to rush into another marriage. Now, I didn't even know Garcelle's son was married before. That was crazy. Like, I didn't realize he was married. But okay. Everybody starts reading the recent announcement about the split. So Garcelle was like, oh, it was long and it's winded. Sounds like the read. A lot of people didn't like when she said that. I thought it was pretty funny. She was just, of course, it was a little running joke. I will say I find it funny who we get mad about, the running jokes on. Like, we could let Heather Gay drown us out with the screenshots, the receipts, and the proof. We could let her just run that on through. But when Garcelle says, "Oh, it's longer winded like Dorit," there's a big problem. Like, okay, I just find it funny who we get mad at about certain things, but. To each their own. Kyle spoke about it with Erica, and she said that she felt bad. And I know she probably really does feel bad because I mean, her and Dorit were real friends, so it's kind of like disheartening to. If she didn't feel bad, I would be surprised. I mean, y'all going through the same thing. Y'all were like best friends. She could try to downplay it all she wants on Amazon Live, and we'll get to that later. But man, I know Kyle has to feel some type of way about Dorit and PK being divorced. I mean, didn't they go on double dates and stuff? Weren't they laughing at Garcelle's son together on the double date when Erica cursed out Garcelle's son? I mean, they had a lot of good times together. But, according to Kyle on Amazon Live, they didn't never really take trips together. She wasn't her real friend. So it is what it is. Garcelle pointed out exactly what I was thinking. And I was like, bro, literally all of these girls are single. I was just like, bro, everybody's single. I mean, wow. And it really makes me. Because a lot of it's some housewife shows that thrive off like couples trips, and then some that thrive off of girls trips. I want to say Miami and Beverly Hills, um, and I want to say Potomac. I haven't watched Potomac in 2 seasons, by the way, but I want to say Potomac, and of course, original Roni, and even new Roni. They thrive off girls trips, but like Atlanta, Jersey, who else? Salt Lake City, they're starting to thrive off couples trips. I like that. I like that. So I don't know, just something to point out there. But yeah, everybody's single. So I found that to be a little crazy. But just went on a little tangent about the trips. Anyways, we get into Dorit visiting Kafti, and then they also switched the scenes where PK and Mauricio are having their sit down. Well, Dorit was saying how she was shocked that Kafti is more there for her than Kyle, and I was saying that I had to agree about that. Maybe you know what? I might have underestimated the relationships that Kafti actually has with these girls. To me, Kafti, like when I think of Kafti, I think people just call Kafti, oh, that's my friend, because Kafti has the status and the wealth and whatever. But I think people probably get more closer to Kyle. I never really seen people getting that close to Kafti, but to see Dorit go over Kafti's house was like, I didn't know y'all was like cool like that. But at the same time, at that reunion, she was taking up Kathy's side a little bit, so maybe that's the whole thing with her and Kyle. I am still surprised that she's more there for her more than Kyle. I am. I'm very surprised. Mauricio said that he was enjoying the journey of their divorce rather than looking for a solution, and he lets PK know that he's there for them. PK explained to Mauricio, like, bro, it's different. I have kids. Dorit and PK let it be known that they really haven't shared shit with their kids, which, I don't know. And Dorit is still letting it be known that PK is an alcoholic. She told Kafti again, he's an alcoholic. That's her second time this episode saying that out loud with so much like what's the word? It's like she's letting that shit be known. Basically, I don't know how. I don't know. She's just letting it be known like PK is an alcoholic. PK is an alcoholic. I'm like, damn, Dorit, like you was like not playing with PK. It really makes me wonder, like, because they both went through a traumatic time with that robbery, but it's also like at the same time, he might be handling it different. Like she said, he might be being medicating himself with alcohol, whereas she's going through the motions and stuff. I need to figure out PK's zodiac sign, 'cause I know that Dorit is a Cancer, so she may feel those feelings a little bit. She has not as hard of a time expressing those feelings, so she's a little more expressive than PK. I mean, than all men. A lot of men aren't really expressive, so it is very rare to see it. No, it's not, but it is. But it's not. But anyways, Dorit and PK, they seem to have a little of the same story in the sense that they've come to a conclusion that it's best to end things. Dorit, like I said earlier in the review, like she wouldn't have chose this route, but PK was just like, one disagreement and we can just go separate. And I feel like she feels some type of way because she probably stuck with him through thick and thin, and she probably was like, "Damn, like you just gonna leave me out to dry like that?" Like, I mean, not out to dry, but I mean, like, pretty much, like, we are already getting a divorce. Like, what do you mean divorce and split up and separation? Like, what's that doing? So, Doree's not feeling that. But let's get to the end of the episode. So, we got Sutton's surrealism ball. Now, I didn't really do too much research on surrealism. I'm not really that fashion guy. So, if you're coming here for, like, judging fashion looks and all that stuff, like, I'm not the guy for that. Maybe not yet. I don't know. If that's something y'all want in the future, then cool. But I really don't care for that. I said that the party looks good as fuck. I think that this is the essence of Housewives. Like Sutton is doing everything right. I love the setup and vibe of the party, and I think she has synchronized swimmers in the pool, so that was pretty nice too. Very much like a tropical vibe, if you will. Tropical vibe, if you will. I don't know. I'm gonna just stay tropical for right now. I wasn't gonna spend too much time on the fashion, like I said. So we finally get to meet Bose, and Bose is just stunning upon arrival. She looks beautiful, and she's friends with Sutton. And she said that she retired after working 25 years in corporate America for companies like Netflix and Uber. And Dorit was very impressed. I'm talking about Dorit was gagging at Bose. I was like, I was like, okay, Dorit, like, okay, you trying to beat them allegations. But no, Boja is to be gagged at. Like, she is very, very beautiful. I enjoy seeing her arrive. I forgot who said she was a wedding cake, but I think the theme of surrealism is to bring what seems to be real life things into fashion. That's what I'm guessing that surrealism is. Because, like I told you, I didn't do my research. So, sue me again. I thought that Bose was pretty cute. It was nice to see Bose and Dorit talk to each other. They were getting to know each other. And Dorit, again, third time in the episode, yeah, my husband's not alcoholic. Like, damn, Dorit, you was putting that boy business on Front Street. Like, whoa. But I mean, she must really be going through it. But Bose is a widow, and so she started to share her experience, which is crazy because I'm currently binge watching Real Housewives of New York for the first time, which is why you guys keep hearing me say "sue me." And we've met Carol and Dorinda, who are both widows. Nene Leakes is also a widow as well. So it's wow. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what it feels like to lose your partner. That has to be a very disheartening thing. I know it is. I know it is. Losing anybody is disheartening, especially somebody you're married to. But no, I like that Bose is opening up. Her and Dorit are getting to know each other. Nice to see. Wonder how long they'll be friends. I liked Bo's star tattoo. It's very ghetto, fabulous. I'm sorry, what? She's not ghetto. Ooh, should I not? Ooh. Okay, I'm not saying that Bo's is ghetto, but what I am saying is that there's this stereotype that comes behind black girls that have like tattoo right here or like a leg tattoo, but like Bo's is showing you like, bitch, I could have that and I could still be corporate. Like, what the fuck y'all talking about? So I like that for Bose. Her and Dorit are both 47 years old. And I think that Bose looks good for her age. I'm sorry, I can't express that enough. Bose is really mad cute. Garcelle arrived. The exchange between her and Dorit was real weird. Like, Dorit obviously is still mad about a lot of shit that Garcelle said about her robbery, which I don't really blame Dorit because at the same time, like, Garcelle, that was a little bit rude. Despite how you may feel, I know a lot of the viewers feel like Dorit was lying about her, robbery and all that stuff too. So I'm not gonna put it all on Garcelle, but you are responsible for what type of narrative you bring to the show, regardless of what the fans were saying before. So whatever. But I can see why Dorit would feel some type of way. They didn't really say much to each other. It was like a high and by situation, and then we get Erica and Kyle, so they're riding a limo together, and you know Erica and Kyle, this relationship is pretty interesting because they're sister signs. Now, I know a lot of y'all might not be into astrology, but a Cancer and a Capricorn are sister signs. Like, Dorit is a Cancer and Kyle is a Capricorn. Just to give y'all another example, if you're really into Housewives, Candy and Phaedra are sister signs as well. And, y'all see how that ended. So, I could totally see Dorit and Kyle having like the craziest blow up of the season. Honestly, like a lot of stuff has already been blown up since last reunion and in the press, Amazon Live, Watch What Happens Live. But I told you, like I'm telling y'all, these things contribute to the show. So yeah, Erica and Kyle, they're in a limo, they're riding together, and Kyle says she's nervous. Their relationship is pretty interesting. But Kyle being nervous to enter the party doesn't really shock me because even last season she was nervous to enter that gala with her Mauricio, and they were going through things then. And I think that for Kyle, it's like with any celebrity, it's like when you're going through something as public as a divorce, it's not the best to always walk into certain doors because you never know who's talking and saying what. I mean, she's human too, so I get it. She probably doesn't really want it to be talked about, but I mean, at the same time, you kind of got to eat that because you are on TV. It's going to be talked about. Your cast ain't going to let you live. That's for damn sure. So, it is what it is. The girls all finally sit down at the end of the episode. Erica congratulated Garcelle on her success of being a producer, and I think that is really nice to see them get along. I do agree with Erica. It's nice to see Garcelle having her production company. I did note that it's in Atlanta, so if Garcelle makes a little transition to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with myself. But I like Garcelle in Beverly Hills. I'm not gonna lie. I do like Garcelle in Beverly Hills. I mean, at this point, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand what y'all don't like Garcelle so much for. I mean, she don't even do nothing to y'all. Like, just please leave it alone. Kyle caught Garcelle up on her life. Like, it was her, Erica, and Garcelle, and they were both just sitting there talking about everything. And I could tell that Garcelle can relate to everything Kyle's going through. Like, we got to think about it. Garcelle had been divorced already. She's been through a public divorce. And so this is Kyle's first time going through not cheating rumors, because that's been a thing, but the actual divorce part of it all is probably what's hitting Kyle. And I think that, while it seems like Garcelle may be being hard on Kyle in the confessional, she probably just wants Kyle to, like, just girl, just come out and say it. And I think that may have been misconstrued last season. Kyle probably felt like Sutton and Dorit, I mean, not Sutton and Dorit, Sutton and Garcelle were just being mean to her. But I think that it was just them have already gone through it. I think they were kind of seeing Kyle be in denial and getting annoyed. It's kind of like when your friend starts doing something with a boy, and this friend has been with you through thick and thin with you and your boys, and it's like learn from my mistakes. But then again, Garcelle and Sutton can't really say that because when they went through their things or whatever they have, they weren't all that close to Kyle, so they kind of might be a little bit not projecting because it's happened already, but you can still project after something happens too. So I don't know, but all in all, I think that they can relate. I think Garcelle feels Kyle's pain. Like, I don't think that Garcelle's happy to hear about this stuff. I think she's just confused, and I think she just wants Kyle to live in her truth. But she also has to understand that takes time, because if Kyle really is, because then she starts asking about her and Morgan's relationship, and I think that if Kyle really is figuring herself out, which this happens at any different age in your life, like you could find out you like boys or girls like way later in your life because you may have suppressed it as a teenager or a child or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Because of the world we live in. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like, if Kyle is going through those motions, I don't blame her. I mean, as a fellow gay, like, I understand. I'm not calling her gay, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, Kyle said that she never thought she would be questioning her sexuality. Garcelle says that it's not really anybody's business that Kyle, may be or may not be in a relationship with a woman. She just is nosy and she wants to know like the rest of us, which that's fair. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not gonna say her and blame her for that. But Kyle says she never questioned her sexuality in her life, and she says that she's having a hard time opening up to her daughters about it. But luckily, her daughters were with open arms, and I didn't expect them to not be with open arms. I feel like Kyle and her daughters have a pretty good relationship. Um, but if Kyle is really into women, I like that for Kyle. And honestly, I gotta say, I don't think that Kyle and Morgan dated. I'm gonna say that out loud. I think that they were really good friends. I I think that, and I could be wrong, because Kyle could have a lot of other gay friends that I don't know about. But I think that during this stage in Kyle's life, if she really is starting to like women, I think that Morgan probably understands that and has been there, obviously, and she just wants to be there for her like a friend. I honestly think that they could really just be friends. They really could just be friends, y'all. We don't always have to think that when we see two people together that like the same sex that they're together. I mean, we do it with people that aren't even liking the same sex. If we see a celebrity with another celebrity that's a woman and a man, we automatically assume that they're dating. It's not always the case. It's not always the case. So I'll just put that out there. They may really just be friends, and Morgan may just understand Kyle in the different ways that some of these ladies don't understand. Because she may be having feelings for women. Just saying. I'm just saying. Dorit walks over. Everybody's like, oh my God, Dorit, Dorit. Because everybody knows Kyle and Dorit not talking. Garcelle and Dorit are also not talking. So everybody is, it's a little awkward. Sutton and Garcelle, they head out. Bose meets Kyle, and then Kathy came. So it looks like Kathy came in just the right time for Kyle, actually, because it was getting a little dry at the table. And I feel like I don't know. She came over and she called Bose boss. And I honestly, I'm going to just take it as she was calling her Bose a boss. Because if you ask me, I think Kathy has a tendency to do things because she knows she can get away with it. But what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Kathy started taking her extensions out at the table. Boz is confused. Bowles. Oh my God, this girl got me calling. Bowles is confused. And I'm just bold at this point. Like, girl, I don't even know what this girl is doing at this table, let alone on this show. The episode is starting to end. We get this performance from this artist, Yella, that Sutton hired to come to the event, and Erica seemed to really be enjoying it. Y'all know Erica Jane makes us have music about her coochie anyway. So, I like that for her. It was a fun little thing. But then towards the end and of the episode, we get Kyle and Dorit. So Kyle asks Dorit, can she come and talk to her at the end of the episode? Now, y'all know that they both going through stuff. And it really, like I told y'all, it really reminds me a lot of Phaedra and Candy. But Kyle thinks that Amazon is what hurt Dorit's feelings. But Dorit says that that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Which means Dorit had been getting tired of Kyle way before that. Kyle was acting shocked. But it's like, girl, I don't know how you're so shocked that Dorit feels some type of way because you literally sat up there and acted like y'all wasn't cool, y'all don't go on trips, y'all don't X, Y, and Z. So, you know, it is what it is. But what I will say is that I'm interested to see the next episode. I know that this is going to be a really good season, and I do want to say shout out to Dorit and Kyle. I hope they make it through because, girl, at the end of the day, y'all both going through divorces. Like, this is the time that best friends need to be there for each other. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all let me know what y'all thought in the comments below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Discussion and Mostly Darius. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. And I'll see y'all in the next episode recap. Bye bye.